and then went home. And then I called Carlton to get Kelly's number. And then I was calling Kelly to get Beyonce's number. And I called Kelly and said, "Hey, Kelly." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I know this might be kind of weird, but what's Beyonce's number?" And she said, "This is Beyonce," because they live together and I didn't know it. And bam.
Big Dog and all the 581 ballers. I love y'all.
Beyonce.
Solange, my little sister, Angie, Lyndall, I love y'all.
Have you ever wondered who made one of the biggest relationship mistakes in celebrity history? Many people would say Beyoncé's former boyfriend, Lyndall Locke. Looking at where their lives are today, it's easy to understand why so many fans think that. More than 20 years have passed since Beyoncé and Lyndall ended their relationship, and their lives have gone in completely different directions. Beyoncé became one of the biggest music stars the world has ever seen. She has won countless awards, broken records, and built a career that most artists can only dream about. Lyndall, on the other hand, chose a much quieter life, away from the spotlight. But over the years, Lyndall has spoken several times about his relationship with Beyoncé. His stories have given fans a rare look at what she was like before the fame, before the sold-out stadiums, and before she became known as Queen Bee. Many people have asked the same questions. What was Beyoncé like before the world knew her name? Was she always so focused and determined? And what really happened between her, Lyndall, and Jay-Z? While some rumors have circulated for years, much of what...
Now, at this time, y'all were so young. I mean, was she actually singing then?
Yeah.
She was?
Yeah, she was never not singing, but she did not. It wasn't anything she talked about. She didn't talk about... Like, I found out, like, over time, you know, it has to... You have to say something wrong. Like, I'm going out of town. It's like, okay. It's like, I'm out of town. Where you at? I'm in Atlanta. What are you doing in Atlanta? You know, I mean, it's like, it has to. So, and you know, when she brought up, first time she brought up, I'm sorry, I talk fast, I mumble, and I'm playing with my Rubik's Cube. But when she mentioned it, she said, "I don't normally talk about this. I don't like to talk about this. This is, you know, it's not a part of her life that she wants to put into other people's world so that, it was personal, sir. So I left it out.
She was pretty humble about the situation at the time.
Yeah. Nobody wants to talk about getting a record deal and they don't get.
People believe comes from Lyndall's own memories, and not everything has been confirmed by Beyoncé herself. Their story began back in 1993. Beyoncé was only 12 years old, while Lyndall was 14. The two met at the same church in Houston after Kelly Rowland introduced them. For Lyndall, it was an unforgettable moment. He has said that the first time he saw Beyoncé, he thought she was the most beautiful girl he had ever met. He even described her as looking like an angel. Before long, the two became close friends. They spent time together after school, talked on the phone almost every day, and eventually became boyfriend and girlfriend. At that time, Lyndall had no idea that Beyoncé was already working toward becoming a singer. Even though she had been performing since childhood, she kept that part of her life fairly private around him. The only thing he noticed was that she and Kelly Rowland traveled to Atlanta quite often. Whenever Beyoncé came back home, she acted like nothing had changed. She was still the same quiet and humble teenager. Finally, Lyndall asked why she kept leaving town so often. That was when Beyoncé told him the truth. She explained that she was traveling for auditions because she wanted to become a professional singer one day. Even as a teenager, Beyoncé already knew exactly what she wanted. She wasn't dreaming about becoming famous someday. She was actively working toward that goal every chance she got. Even with...
I took it for granted.
Took it for granted?
Yeah, I want to say that's what it was. Taking it for granted, and then, let's say, took it for granted, and then checked to see if she thought I took it for granted. And then she answered me with yes, bye.
So you pretty much played with her emotions or something?
No, it wasn't on purpose. This was not on purpose. This was looking back at the situation and seeing the situation for what it was. You know? At the time, it was just, I went and did something else, and then went to her house and went to sleep. And then when I was supposed to be hanging out with her, and then the next day, went to go do something else again. I mean, that's what it was. That's the actions that were taking place. But with those actions what was occurring was me taking them for granted.
Such a busy schedule, she always tried to make time for Lyndall. According to him, they shared many special memories together. One of those moments was their first kiss at a Brian McKnight concert when Beyoncé was 15 years old. As Destiny's Child slowly became more successful, Beyoncé's life became busier than ever. She was traveling, recording songs, rehearsing, and performing. Still, she made an effort to support Lyndall whenever she could. She even attended his high school prom and spent time with him and his friends whenever her schedule allowed. To everyone around them, they looked like the perfect young couple. Many believed they would stay together for years. But success often changes people's lives, and this relationship was no exception. As Destiny's Child became one of the biggest girl groups in music, Beyoncé's future started moving in one direction, while Lyndall's stayed exactly where it was. Every day, Beyoncé was getting closer to achieving her dreams. She was meeting
Dangerously in Love, that's the number one B song, Dangerously in Love, because that song was written for me and about me. So,
Dangerously in Love?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's number one. That's my favorite song.
important people in the music business, performing on bigger stages, and building the career she had always wanted. Lyndall has admitted that he wasn't thinking seriously about his own future during those years. Instead of making long-term plans, he spent much of his free time hanging out with friends and enjoying life without much direction. Looking back, he has openly admitted that he took both Beyoncé and their relationship for granted. Even though they continued trying to make things work, problems slowly began to grow between them. Lyndall later said that Beyoncé became much more focused on her image and career as time went on. He felt like she was changing into someone completely different. During one conversation, he remembers telling her exactly that. Instead of denying it, Beyoncé reportedly looked at him and simply replied, "I am." That answer stayed with him for years. To Beyoncé, changing was something to be ashamed of. She believed she was becoming the person she had always dreamed of being. Another disagreement came when Lyndall talked about their future together. He told Beyoncé he wanted a simple and peaceful life, but Beyoncé didn't agree. She reminded him that becoming a successful entertainer had been her goal since she was a little girl. She wasn't willing to give up that dream for anyone, no matter how much she loved them. As time passed, the differences between them became even more noticeable. Lyndall has shared that Beyoncé's father, Matthew Knowles, often asked him about his future plans. Unfortunately, he didn't have clear answers. Those conversations made him feel uncomfortable because he knew he wasn't working toward anything as ambitious as Beyoncé was. While Beyoncé's career continued to grow, she also spent more time around producers, executives, and other successful people in the entertainment industry. According to Lyndall, she began expecting more from the people around her, including him. One moment that has stayed with him happened when Beyoncé arranged backstage passes for them to meet Janet Jackson. Meeting such a legendary artist made Lyndall extremely nervous. After those mistakes, Beyoncé reportedly forgave him more than once. She even thanked him in the credits of her first solo album and released songs that many fans believe reflected their relationship, including Dangerously in Love and Perfect Man. Still, it became clear that their relationship couldn't survive. Beyoncé's career was growing faster than ever. She was attending major award shows, meeting famous artists, and becoming an international star. Meanwhile, Lyndall remained in Houston, still trying to figure out what he wanted from life. Even then, he wasn't ready to let go. He has said that he believed their shared memories and years together would somehow bring them back to each other. Unfortunately, Beyoncé had already started moving forward. Around 2003, rumors began spreading that she and Jay-Z were becoming more than friends. Lyndall later said that he asked Beyoncé directly about those rumors. According to him, she denied having a relationship with Jay-Z and told him that Jay wasn't her type. However, Lyndall felt her explanations kept changing whenever he asked more questions. It is important to remember that Beyoncé has never publicly confirmed Lyndall's version of those conversations, so only the people involved know exactly what happened. By the time Beyoncé celebrated her 21st birthday, their relationship had reached the end. There was no fixing the problems that had built up over the years. They officially broke up, and according to Lyndall, they never spoke again after that day. Years later, he admitted that losing Beyoncé remains one of the biggest regrets of his life. It's easy to understand why he feels that way. Everywhere he looks, he sees the woman he once loved continuing to break records and make history. Many fans believe their breakup happened for a reason. Some think Beyoncé needed to fully focus on her career without being held back by someone who wasn't chasing his own dreams. Others believe they simply grew into different people who wanted different futures. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. Their relationship became an important chapter in Beyoncé's journey before she became one of the biggest stars in music history. So what do you think? Did Lyndall make the biggest mistake of his life by letting Beyoncé slip away? Or do you believe the relationship ended exactly the way it was supposed to? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.